Hey guys, welcome to pretty much the end of my first season with QPR on FM15. We've got one more game left to play in the Premier League, which is away against Crystal Palace. And of course, we've got that big FA Cup final fixture at Wembley against Norwich. Now, because I couldn't wait to play the FA Cup final, I've gone ahead and played the games against Arsenal and Burnley off camera. In the last episode, you guys will remember I played the game against United at home. Unfortunately, we lost 2-1 there, as you can see. But I felt as though the season was dragging on just a bit too much, so I got those two games out the way and done with. So in today's episode, we can finish the Premier League season once and for all with that game against Palace. And then in the next episode, it will be the FA Cup final against Norwich. So let's go ahead and take a look at those last two fixtures against Arsenal and Burnley. So the first one, we were away against Arsenal at the Emirates and we beat them 3-2, picking up 3 points there. As you know, we haven't had too many problems against Arsenal this season, even knocking them out in the FA Cup. We didn't dominate in possession, but that was to be expected, especially against Arsenal and at the Emirates as well. But we were very strong going forwards. We have been throughout this season. We've been so consistent in front of goal. We've always looked dangerous on the counter. And I'm just going to show you the goal from Sandro, which got us off to a good start against Arsenal. We might as well go to elevated here. So Darren Bent pushing out wide, brings it back to Much. And look at the space here. Arsenal's defence just non-existent. There was no one there. And I like the way how my two strikers, Ben and Austin, kind of pulled back, if you can see, and allowed the midfielders to come forward. As you can see, Austin sitting deep at the halfway line, pushes the ball onto Ben. He gives that to Much. Now, look at the likes of Sandro. If we change... No, I don't want to go to 2D. Maybe main stand. You can see that Much, Sandro, Austin coming into the fray as well. But it's Sandro that gets the shot on goal. But it forces Arsenal's right back to try and come across and get rid of the danger. But that left open a huge space then for Arsenal, allowing us to go and get that goal in the 71st minute. So we were very good on the attack. I don't want to be spending too long looking at these two fixtures, as I want to just get on with the last game of the season. Moving on to the game at Loftus Road against Burnley, where we beat them 4-0. Charlie Austin have finally broke up. We dominated possession at home, almost seen 60% of the ball throughout 90 minutes. But again, it was good to see Charlie Austin back on that score sheet, almost getting a hat-trick. Now, let's have a look at the headlines. Not much going on there. We are almost ready for the last day of the Premier League this season. Mourinho looking for team to bounce back. Not only did they get knocked out of the FA Cup in the semi-final by QPR, they've also been dropping points in the league. Plus, Everton are taking on Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. United have just drawn against Southampton. And here is the big news, folks. We have qualified for the Europa League next season because we secured a top 6 finish. And I think I'm right in saying that if we win the FA Cup, we could have secured a Europa League spot that way as well. I think. I'm not too sure. I will have to go and check on that. But that's the main news. We've qualified for Europa League for next season. As you can see with the league table here. Liverpool, 5 points behind us. They're not going to catch up now because there's only one game to go. They're going to finish in 7th, and they've just lost anyway against Everton in that Merseyside derby. But it's all tight at the top between United and Chelsea. Down at the bottom, Leicester and Crystal Palace have already been relegated. We are playing Palace next, as you know. And Swansea could survive in the Premier League just on the skin of their teeth if they do win, and hope that Villa lose on the day, and also Sunderland. Swansea could be staying in the league, but we'll just have to see what happens, won't we? The board have set initial budgets for next season, 10.5 million. We have made a profit because of our league position, and a wage budget of 1.1 million. Gonna be looking forward to spending that in the summer. Right then, let's push on to our last game of the season. Let's have a look at the headlines before we go on. PAYTON expects to crush Crystal Palace. I've done my pre-match press conference, obviously. And Neil Warnock, he makes me laugh how heated he can get in his press conferences. He considers me to be overrated. Overrated? Come on, son. You've just got yourself relegated. We're in 6th. It speaks for itself, doesn't it? We were considered favourites to go down into the Championship. We've managed to hold on to that. And I'm going to respond here. Neil Warnock has some surprisingly harsh words about your recent achievement. So what can we say? Oh, this is perfect. Sounds like somebody is a bit jealous, doesn't it? Let's push on. Let's see the headline before we go and play this game. On the Sunday, the last day of the Premier League season, where every team plays. There we go, you can see all the teams lining up. PAYTON accuses Warnock of jealousy because he's going down. He'll probably get the sack as well at the end of the season. Who knows? Maybe the Palace board will keep faith in him, but accepts Man United offer. Got a scout report from Italy, and there is the list of the weekends. Man United, big game there at 3 o'clock. All the teams kick off at 3 against Stoke. They need to win that if they want to win the league. The Champions League final is going to be played at the Olympic Stadion against Real Madrid and Chelsea. Chelsea have made it through to the final of the Champions League. That is surprising after they couldn't make it through to the final of the FA Cup. Also today, another big clash between Arsenal and Everton. The battle between 4th and 3rd. Arsenal could finish... Yeah, they could finish 3rd if they do beat Everton because of goal difference. Only just. Lee Probert is going to be the referee today for us. So what team? I've got to think about this as well because I want to keep players fresh for that FA Cup final. I know it's going to be a week away, but I'm going to bring in Petrasso. It's a chance for me to rest players because we don't have to worry too much about the result here today. Obviously, I want to go out on a high. I want to win the game at Selhurst Park. But again, just got to think about players' fitness and keeping them fresh for that FA Cup final. So I'll put Petrasso on the bench. I'll bring in Knight Percival. Might start him actually, instead of Young, who did originally put... You know what? I'll start Young for this game and I'll put Nathaniel Knight Percival on the bench for Traore, and I could probably use Traore in that FA Cup final. Feature him in that. Now Rio, I'll keep him on the bench. Bobby Zamora, keep him on the bench as well. Not too sure about Matt Phillips. I think... Shall I play Isla? No, he's only got one more game left with us because he's on loan. We've got a week to go. Saturday the 30th of May is the date. Right, that is going to be my team then, guys. This is it. Let's submit. We've just got to give Petrasso a number here. Go down to... We'll give him the number 19. We can always change that at the start of next season. Alright, teams are warming up. Palace consider favourites for this game. There's not much difference between these two teams, and it could go right down to the wire. And just reading that as well, that we've qualified for the Euro Cup next season. I'm just so excited to be playing in that and who we're going to be drawn against in the group stage. Palace then, they're going with a 4-2-3-1. Shamak starts up front. They've got a pretty strong back four with Hageland and Dan. Shamak's going to be the top guy for Palace today up front. So we're going to have him always closed down. Let's move on to the team talk. We'll stay assertive. These fans have been fantastic all season. Just 2 games to go and we have kicked off at Selhurst Park. Palace against QPR. And I'm just going to change the view to 2D and speed it up just a little, just a notch. There we go. And we're away. Palace getting the upper hand then possession-wise. Wilfried Zaha offside. We'll just try and encourage the players here on the touchline. And what I'm going to do is keep an eye on the top of the table between United and Chelsea. It's all level at the moment with their games. United at home against Stoke. And I think Chelsea, didn't they have someone like Sunderland? I forgot to look at Chelsea's fixture. It could have been someone like Hull. Kind of relatively easy game for them. It's offside. Hageland offside, even though he did go ahead and put the ball in the back of the net. Manchester United still top of the league. Don't need to worry about our league position. We're not going anywhere. Even if we were to win by 7, 8, maybe even 10-0 here today. I know, very unrealistic, but it doesn't matter about the scoreline. And even if Liverpool were to go on and win 7, 8-0, they still wouldn't be able to overtake us as they're 5 points behind us. So just need to be calm today. Don't really need to take the game too seriously. But as I've already said, you know, I want to try and go out on a high at least. Still 0-0 anyway at Selhurst Park as we just reached the half-hour mark, coming up to half-time pretty quickly. And it's Crystal Palace dominating in the possession area. James MacArthur. There's quite a few offside rulings happening in this first half. And there we go. It's still 0-0 then. And it looks as though it's still all level between Chelsea and Manchester United with their games. So what I'm going to do... Didn't have the best of team talk. So I'm going to drop Young and Trash back. And maybe this will work for us if we can maybe grab a goal. Grab a goal or two. Shorter passing. instead of retain possession. I did want to see if we could control possession in this game, but it doesn't look like it at the moment, as that first 45 minutes was all Crystal Palace. Come on, Trash, he should be making a challenge there at least. He's right in front of you, and Zaha with a shot on goal, and he puts it over into Rose Z. We've got an opportunity here now. I'm going to be assertive, trying to encourage the team. Austin gives the ball to Trash. He's a good deliverer of the ball. Sandro, Much, has a crack. And it's Hennessy with the save. And Austin at the near post. He did the same against Manchester United. He wasn't offside, though, in that game. But he had so many chances. He had 2-3 chances at that same angle. He seriously needs to work on putting the ball away from that position. Lingard finds Bent. We're trying to work our way through their back four. They are dropping deep. And Bent has found Lingard. And Hennessy pulls off another good save. Turning that round his post for a corner. Can we make it 1-0 here? No. Going to go straight off to the... waiting for the next highlight. Players looking frustrated. That's not good to see. At the hour mark then, let's make a change. Thinking about that FA Cup final. Needing players. My top players completely fresh. I'm going to take off Much then and bring on Petrasso, who doesn't really play in this position. It's not his best, is it? But he does need to... He can play over there, though. It's a bit of a weird formation, isn't it? We could play him there. Oh, I don't know. It's risking it a bit, isn't it? Leaving that central mid wide open. And you know what? I'm going to bring on Night Percival, who can play on the wing. But I'm going to bring him on for Young. Thinking about Young, keeping him fresh for that final. Right, who's going to open up the scoring then? It's still deadlock here. Selhurst Park. Got a throw. Trash to take. Gives it to Austin, who loses out again. He can't hold on to the ball, can he? Good challenge made there. Palace still on the move. As he intercepted there by Night Percival. Hopefully, in the next season or two, I can make him into a quality left back. Get the best out of him. And Austin. Oh, what a ball. Austin, 1-on-1. Oh, my God. How did he not put that away? Closed down, put under a bit of pressure from, was that Dan as well? Still level with United and Chelsea with their games. United on 81 points, Chelsea on 80. Looks like United are going to win the league by just a point. How close is that? Sandro looking for Petrasso, who knocks it into the box, and Lingard just puts it wide. Oh, the chances we've had in this game, we've just squandered them. Why can't we find the back of the net today? That's straight to Night Percival. Helps it on to Bent. No, he doesn't. I was hoping he would. Ledley. Balazi. I don't think he started this game, did he? Let's come on. Very quick on the ball and can take on his man. And Zaha, no! Palace have made it 1-0. It's Wilfried Zaha who never gave up. Took the ball into the box. Nice dribbling skills. Struck it. Found the post. And what was Adrian doing here? Way off his line. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Adrian, you've been so good this season. And you've let me down there. You've let yourself down. So the ball just bounces off his back so lightly. And it's Zaha that gets into there. That 6-yard box so quickly. And taps it in. It's 1-0. Hennessy knocking that field. Night Percival making a meal of that. Couldn't get in front of Wilfried Zaha. Nice interception there by Trash. But Alazi comes in with a challenge. But he can't chase the ball down. Chase? Sound like Sean Connery. It's still... Oh, Chelsea have just scored. So... Surely they're drawing then at the moment, I take it. Are they drawing or are they losing? We'll have a look after this game. We've got to focus on this game first. I'll bring on Tarat. We'll leave that surprise at the end. Who's won the league? It's not updating the points. It's updating the goal difference. Come on, let's go and find an equaliser. Don't want to lose on the last day. Hagelands, he's got to be careful, he's on a yellow. Trash with a good cross into the box. Oh, that was beautifully assisted there from Trash. Finding Jesse Lingard, who gets his 10th league goal of the season. A good cross into the box, picking out Jesse Lingard with perfection. Took a touch and then swung it in, finding Lingard, who hit that first time on the volley. And it's 1-1 here at Selhurst Park. Maybe go and get a winner. Ledley has a shot outside the box. Adrian couldn't hold on to it. It's Balazi there to mop it up, but he couldn't. He's gone out for another corner. We're not going to see the highlights of that, though. And that is going to be the game. It's going to end even Stevens. Saha whips it in for Shamak, and it's an easy save for Adrian. Getting all worked up here. Thought Shamak was going to put the ball in the back of the net. Adrian knocks it upfield. The ref should be blowing his whistle any second unless we could get late winner. No, there we go. Full time, Crystal Palace 1, QPR 1, and we still don't know who's won the league. I'm taking it that it's Man United just by looking at that league table there. But we're going to find out. It's still saying 81 points, 50-50 in possession here in this game. Oh, Bayern have sacked Guardiola! Oh my god! What a huge move there. So United have won 5-0, so they've won the league. United have won the league. Surely. And Chelsea won 4-0. Yeah, okay. I should have known. What am I going on about? They were on 70-odd points, wasn't they, before the game? Crying out loud. So yeah, United have won the league. As a United fan, loving that. United clinch the Premier League title. That's Van Gaal's first season with United. QPR rescue late draw. Manchester United have done the double, winning the Capital One Cup earlier in the season against Liverpool at Wembley, then going on to win the league. Swansea have been relegated. They did get rid of Gary Monk earlier in the season, which just added to their turmoil, so they'll be playing Championship football next season. The fans devastated by Crystal Palace result. Maybe we should have won there, seeing that they're relegated and everything. Van Gaal has been praised by United supporters. I'm sure he is. Curtain comes down on the Premier League, and we have been given 15.86 million for achieving 6th place in the league. Let's do our final post-match press conference. The match wrapped up the Premier League. For your side, how do you reflect on the season as a whole? I think we can look back with a lot of pride. There were some excellent performances and results. How did you take the clash as a final match? Or how do you rate the clash as a final match? We played well. It pleased me that the team kept their concentration up, and we're going to need that concentration for the FA Cup final against Norwich. You must be pleased with Jesse Lingard's performance today. He was the best player on the pitch. No, Jesse had a good solid game, and we'll leave it at that. And that's it. That's the end of this season's Premier League campaign, and we've got a few achievements here. Starman and tremendous trio. Next stop for QPR, Wembley against Norwich. Tarat has been a great servant. We'll go through these headlines. What else have we got? Germany's scout report. Goal-shy Hall set new records without scoring. Mata has claimed the footballer of the year. The 27-year-old from Manchester United. Hazard has won the player's player of the year. The 24-year-old from Chelsea. An average rating of 7.63. Falcao has scooped the top goal scorer award with Danny Welbeck coming in second and Eduardo Vargas in third. I reckon Vargas would have taken second there if he was still fit. And Lingard has claimed the player's young player of the season. What a sensational signing he has been. Just unfortunate that he's been on loan from United this season and not a permanent fixture in the side. And the goal of the season goes to Falcao against Everton. I'm not surprised. That wonderfully chipped shot from 54 metres. Howard has been named the Golden Glove winner, with De Gea coming in second. Van Gaal claims the manager of the year. I think I should be given that after going against the odds and keeping Palace up in the league and finishing 6th and getting Europa League for next season. 3 players named. Kulkert, Lingard and Vargas named in the players team of the year. Brilliant to see. And Villa have gone ahead and sacked Paul Lambert. He is gone. Where did Villa finish? They did finish 17th. He managed to survive in the league, and they've got rid of him. I think that's a poor decision made by the board there, as Swansea, Palace and Leicester go down. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there for this episode. Hope you've enjoyed. Do stay tuned, because the next episode is the FA Cup final against Norwich City. I'll see you there.